ズ。
Hello, the Surface Spins here, reporting on a very interesting art exhibition in San Francisco. The exhibition is on currently, and it runs until August 18th, I believe. So there's plenty of time to see it if you're in the San Francisco Bay Area. But one of the interesting parts of this exhibition is they held a record fair inside the art museum. This is the first time I've ever heard of this happening. And they invited in many of the record vendors that normally attend the KUSF Rock and Swap. In fact, so many, they had to put them in 3 separate rooms throughout the museum. That was only a one-day occurrence. That happened on June 6th. It came and went already. I picked up some records there, and I'll show you those at the end. But the main part of the exhibition, which is upstairs, starts off sort of showing you record album covers and talking about the graphic design that went into a lot of some of the jazz records, and a huge wall full of records, and then a lot of posters from the San Francisco 60s poster tradition, all of those posters from the Avalon Ballroom and Winterland and all of these other amazing venues. That was interesting. But in the main room, there were all different types of sound technology, from the earliest gramophones, the Edison cylinders, to small transistor radios, to Walkmans, to some really beautiful German designed Braun pieces that were very collectible and beautifully designed pieces of technology, up to one turntable. Someone told me it was like a $60,000 turntable, and everything in between. It was quite a neat exhibition. In the back room was a sound installation put in by a company that makes small keyboards and other musical devices. Teenage Engineering, I think it's called. Is that what it's called? Teenage Engineering. They had a row of speakers that would play music sort of in a random pattern. I would probably give myself at least an hour to go through and look at everything and see that. But one of the real nice components of this exhibition was a listening room. A really top-notch audiophile sound system was set up with all tube amplifiers and beautiful speakers, and they have DJs coming in playing music in this very nice, quiet, darkened room. And you can sit there and just hear the beauty of this sound system. It was really, really nice. I'm planning on going back and hearing more of that. You could spend an hour in there easily, depending on what they're playing. And that was really a treat as well. So I would check out this exhibition called The Art of Noise at the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art. Very, very interesting, thought-provoking exhibition. The records that I picked up.
Oh, you ready?
At the record fair, which was nice. I did pick up a still sealed brand new copy of the Cool Struttin' album, the recent reissue on Blue Note, part of the classic vinyl series. I got the Cool Struttin' album, Sonny Clark. That was at a good price. It was less than I would have paid for it at a record store, and I didn't have it. I did pick up what is considered the best Bee Gees album, Main Course. I didn't really have a clean copy of it, and I got this really nice clean copy of that, so now I have that in my collection. I picked up the soundtrack to Fellini's film Amarcord, Nino Rota's music, which is now adding to my Fellini soundtrack collection. I found this Lefty Frizzell record, which I couldn't leave behind. It was at a really good price as well. Great cover on the Columbia label. I think this is the one of his very first LPs. I think he was maybe on 78s before this, and that was at a good price. But I was reading that this album actually is one that I think he re-recorded a lot of the songs for this record. They aren't the original recordings from his 78s compiled. He re-recorded them all for this particular album, and some people haven't cared for that as much as hearing the originals. I haven't listened to that one yet. And I also picked up an early Merle Haggard record, an original 1968 copy of Sing Me Back Home, which I never had on vinyl. I've only had this on CD. So when I saw that, it was a good deal. I had to pick it up. Very nice record. And another record by Merle Haggard's backup band, The Strangers. And they do instrumental versions of country songs and different songs. They do an instrumental version of Mama Tried, which is a Merle Haggard song. But they're not all Merle Haggard songs. I think just a couple of them are. And the last one that I picked up was this Woody Allen record, which I think might be Woody Allen's first appearance on vinyl. If not his first, his second, very close to his earliest appearance on vinyl. I had never seen a copy of it before, and it was in such clean shape and very inexpensive. I had to pick it up. So that's what I got at the record fair as well. So a really neat collaboration between local record vendors and the museum here in San Francisco. Now, the gift shop, which sometimes I love to avoid the gift shop in museums. I don't like going into them at all, but I did go into this one, and they had quite a few artifacts. In fact, they had a little collection of records that they were selling in there, new records, but they had one section of local musicians on vinyl as well, which was really neat. They featured little bios on Tunnel Records and Groove Merchant, which are two local San Francisco independent record stores, which was really nice. And they had all sorts of T-shirts and tchotchkes and other kinds of, record collector merch that people could be interested in picking up, as well as that group, Teenage Engineering. Is that what they're called? And that little keyboard, you could actually buy that little keyboard that they were demoing up in the exhibition, but it was a $2,000 keyboard, but very small little plastic keyboard that apparently is quite a thing, does some amazing stuff. They had that, and they had what else did they have? All sorts of books about recorded music and album cover art and that sort of thing. So lots of things to walk away with and look at and consider at this amazing exhibition at the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art exhibition happening currently. So check it out if you're in the San Francisco Bay Area. I think it would be worth your time if you're a record collector or lover of music. Check it out. Surfer Spin signing out. Take care. Bye.
Rock and roll. What an empty generation.